Hi, this is Lark Galley, and I just wanted to talk about something that has been brought to my attention. Back in 2018, it was the school year 2017-2018, Harriman High School in near to my area, they reported 7 suicides of their youth. And 7 is devastating. It's one of these copycat things amongst the youth. And at the time, I am not very proud to say that my initial thought was, well, that's over there, 2 cities away from where I was currently living. And it wouldn't happen to me with my kids in my home. It wouldn't happen in my home. Well, as some of you probably know, within a year later, it did happen in my home. It did happen with my 19-year-old son who took his life. And so I look back on this and I think just because we think that everything is fine, it might not be fine. And just because we think that it's happening over there outside our sphere and outside of what we're experiencing, it absolutely can happen within your own home, within your own sphere. And so it's so important to re-examine and not ignore what is going on. When I first made that statement, I did not realize that suicide was the #1 killer of youth in Utah. It's the #2 killer of youth nationwide. And I thought back and I thought, if this is such a huge factor in our youth's lives, why didn't I know this? Why, as a parent, was I not aware of something so critical? I thought I was a good parent. I thought, we talked to my kids about underage drinking, premarital sex, talked to them about, the grades and why setting goals was important and managing themselves, etc. Why did I not know about this huge factor that could affect the lives of our youth? And so the reason I bring this up is that I have been going out to different parent nights at school districts, which I think is beautiful. It's a way that the school districts are trying to bring resources to families to let them know this is what's going on. This is what we're seeing amongst the youth, whether it's mental health or issues with possibly getting on social media and things that youth are doing to skirt around protections that parents are putting in place. So all of these things that are relevant for parents that they need to know. And as I have been participating in these parent nights, it's been interesting to talk to the parents because some parents have been very open. Their kids are there. We engage in a conversation. They often want to buy my book so they can read it. They can even have their kids, their junior high and high school kids, read this book that I've written and have an open dialogue about the potential of, caving into suicide, because sometimes life might be overwhelming, especially for our youth. And then we have some parents who don't want to talk to me. They don't want their kids to come near my display because, oh, she's talking about suicide. And if we talk about it, then that might, cause our children to die by suicide or to take that route. And I absolutely believe the opposite. I think that if we can talk about it, that will help take away that stigma. It will help people and our youth understand that that is not the solution to many of the problems, and that there are ways that their parents can step in, their counselors, teachers can step in and provide resources that will help them be able to cope and be able to navigate life's challenges. So it's just been very interesting that some parents have been open and other parents have kind of said, with, as I've been sitting there with talking to their kids, oh, we don't know anybody who falls into this category or who is struggling. Well, let me tell you right now, everybody is struggling at some level or another, and especially our children. So please don't ignore it. Know that it's a real thing and have a conversation with your loved ones. Thanks, guys.